I'm going to read out a few statements to you, and I want you to tell me which product do these statements represent. So the first one, why is it so hard to get a taxi in New York on a weekend? Why do I have to stand on the roadside in bitter cold waiting for hours? Number two, why do I have to pay for uber expensive hotels that cost an arm and a leg, and they don't even let me experience the true vibe of the city? If you guessed Uber for the first one and Airbnb for the second one, you win the internet. Oh, not really, because that was pretty obvious, but I'm still glad that you did that, because it allows me to move on with making my point. And my point is that these statements are what I like to call need-based pitches. Now, these are pitches that don't talk about you, your product, or how awesome you are. Instead, they talk about the need. They lead with the need, and they focus solely on alleviating that need. And that need-based pitch is the most unignorable pitch that you could ever create. And in today's session of 30 Days of Persuasion, I am going to be talking about those pitches. Why you need a need pitch. It's kind of like, it's a tongue twister. Why you need a need pitch and how you can create one. So if you are here, which I'm assuming you are, because we've been doing this shit for so many days, you better be here. So please let me know if you are here. Leave a comment, do the regular shit so I know that you're here and I'm not talking to myself, because that is not pretty. That's not a good look on me, talking to myself. And especially if I talk to myself with this much makeup on, it's even worse. So don't make me do that. Please let me know so that I can continue on talking about the need to have a need-based pitch. Okay. And also, dude, share this. How many times do I have to ask you that? Are you trying to antagonize me on purpose? Why do I have to keep asking every time that you should share this? I'm sorry, I'm not this psycho. Typically, if it's the first time you are here, please understand that I've been doing these daily sessions for a really long time. It was supposed to be 30 days, but I think I've been doing it for all my life. So yeah, I've gotten a little bit crazy. Insanity is taking over. And yes, that's why I'm acting like this, but yeah, please share it. That's the point. Just share the broadcast. Just do it. Don't make me crawl out of the screen and make you do it. Do it. Okay. So, all seems to be okay. What a surprise. All seems to be okay. Perfect. We have gone through so many days without a hitch. Yes, fingers crossed, nothing happens. Okay. Thank you for people. Thank you so much. Okay, excellent. Everyone is excited. I'm excited too. Okay, so why do you need a need pitch? Now, a typical elevator pitch or a typical pitch assumes that people know that they need you, right? But sometimes you have to understand that people don't necessarily know that they need you. They don't necessarily see you as the logical solution. Instead, they know that there is a problem. They know that they suffer a lot due to that problem and they need to alleviate it, but they haven't found a clear path between the problem and the solution, which happens to be you. In those situations, you need to have a need-based pitch, because if you lead with a you-based pitch, you come across as really egocentric and people don't like that. And they'll be like, who the hell is she? Okay, what are you even talking about? Like, who are you? Like, do I know you? Why? Are you a stalker? So that's the problem with using a you-based pitch in a situation that requires a need-based pitch. So you need to understand your market. My recommendation is to err on the side of caution and assume that they don't know. They haven't found a clear path from the problem to the solution, which happens to be you yet. And you, in those situations, you can use a need-based pitch. If obviously your market is fully mature, they've seen and heard it all before, they understand the problem, they understand what the solution is, they even have potentially seen you as a possible solution for their problem, then leading with a need-based pitch would actually backfire. But if you are talking to a market who has not established the need for your particular solution, they know that they have a problem, they haven't started seeing you as a potential solution. As an example, let's just say you are talking to you are talking to a market, a weight loss market is the best solution for this, best example for this. You're talking to a weight loss market, they have a problem, they know they need to alleviate their problem, so the need is established. You don't need to establish the need is there, but they have an idea of the potential solutions, but they might not have an idea of your solution. So in those cases, you will lead with a you-based pitch. But let's just say people have a problem, taking the same example of weight loss, but they don't understand that the weight loss problem that they have, it has nothing to do with their food or the calories in or calories out. Instead, it is something entirely new, something entirely different. In those cases, you will lead with a need-based pitch, but you will make the connection from the need-based pitch to your solution by following the framework that I am sharing just now. So you need to understand what the status of your market is. Where do they stand? Are they aware of the problem? Are they aware of the solution? Are they aware of the alternatives? Have they heard it all before? Or you are coming out with something that is meant to bring the need to the surface. So the two examples that I gave you are the absolute best examples when it comes to establishing the need-based pitch. People had that problem, but it never occurred to them that Uber or Airbnb could actually be a potential solution. In those situations where your solution is not something that logically makes sense, that's where you use the need-based pitch and then position your solution as a, you know what, that's the only one that makes sense. So how do you do that? Very first step, figure out the pain points that people are talking about when it comes to that particular product. So if the market is already mature, as an example, and they're still talking about pain points. So as an example, we're going to take the example of property ownership, right? We are going to talk about the example of someone who could help you make better real estate decisions or buy properties smartly and not lose all your money. So let's just say the pain points that people are talking about, as an example, is how to know about a property before actually buying it, right? So that is the pain points. They don't really know, and we are in the process of buying real estate, and we have this exact same problem. How to know for a fact that the property is, you know, it is not too old, it is not under dispute, it is going to have some market value. We're not signing up for something weird. We're not signing up for a white elephant. So all of these are pain points, but really the biggest pain point that potential buyer could have, the need that they're looking to alleviate, is how to actually know about a property before they buy it. Now, that's the need, you know it. Now you need to do some ninja work and go through their conversations. Now, the best way to do that is to go read their comments on different forums or Facebook groups where they hang out, or Amazon reviews are great places. So let's just say there is already a book on how to make smart real estate investments. Go through that book, read the reviews, especially the negative reviews, and look at the phrases that stand out for people. Look at the phrases that actually convey that pain point. So when I say how to know about a property before buying it, that's not a conversational phrase. That's just a need. But a conversational phrase could something like, I don't want to invest in a money pit. That's a typical term that people use when it comes to real estate, right? Or I don't want to end up with a white elephant, or whatever those phrases are that stand out when you go through their real conversations. Now, a lot of people will tell you, you should talk to people. I don't like talking to people, as if you haven't noticed that yet. So I don't like to talk to people. But when you go through these conversations and you just take a step back and observe them, you don't need to start the conversation. Just hijack the conversation that is already taking place in forums, in Facebook groups, on Twitter, but on YouTube videos. So if there's a YouTube video on how to make smart real estate investments, go through the comments and see the kind of phrases that people are using to refer to their fear, to refer to their need. So the first step is identify the pain points that people are talking about. Step 2 is identify specific phrases that stand out, those that are repeated over and over again, those that sound conversational, and note them down. Step 3 is, what is the real need under the express need? So the need that they're expressing is, we want to know about the property before we invest, right? Or they're saying we don't want to invest in a money pit. But What is the real human need under that? The real human need under that is we don't want to be taken as a fool. We don't want to be cheated, right? We don't want to feel like we made a stupid decision. And just so you know, no matter what we do, no matter what need we have, at the end, it boils down to these basic things. We don't want to be fooled. We don't want to lower our social status. We don't want to do something stupid and be caught with our pants down. Those are mostly the things that we worry more than the actual loss itself, right? So again, let me repeat this. Step 1, what is the pain point that people are talking about? Step 2, identify repetitive phrases, conversational phrases that people are using over and over again in expressing their need. Step 3, identify the real need under the expressed need. And step 4, make it 10 times more painful. And I know this will make people very uncomfortable. It's like, we don't want to twist the knife. We don't want to make things uncomfortable. But dude, if you are going to be making an unignorable pitch, if you are going to be making a pitch that makes people sit up and take notice, especially those who are struggling with that thing, then you need to make it a little bit painful. So deal with it. So as an example, if I were to make that situation of not knowing about a property or losing money, make it 10 times more painful, I could say something like losing your life savings, because that is like the big, or losing your retirement fund, or losing your child's college investment, college fee or something. So really that is when you make it 10 times more painful, whatever that is, whatever that need is. And then you pull it all together. So I'm going to read out an unignorable pitch, a need-based pitch based on these 4 elements, so you can see how it ties all together. What if, and again, what if, it's a good line to start with a need-based pitch. What if you could avoid the nightmare of dumping your life savings in a money pit of a property, life savings, money pit, that neither sells nor escalates in value? What if there was someone to guide you in the right direction, someone who knows about property purchases and will help you understand it too without any inherent self-interest? So one of the things, one of the fears that I did not mention here, even though I should have, this was actually, by the way, a part of a full workshop that I did, creating, it was called Pitch Perfect Workshop. But one of the phrases that we identified was also, I can't trust a real estate agent because I'm not sure they have their commission, they have an inherent self-interest, right? So that's a fear. So you include that in, right? It has all of those elements. And again, you're not talking about the product, you're just establishing the need of someone like you. You're just establishing the need of someone who can do all of that without an inherent self-interest. They don't know that you exist, but now after you've spelled out that need-based pitch, now they know, not only do they know that you exist, they also want you, right? Very similar to the pitches that I shared about Uber and Airbnb, right? They don't know such a solution exists, but now that they've heard it, now they want it, right? They want you. How awesome. So go on and use these 4 steps to craft your own your own need-based pitch. You can use them, again, you can use those same pitches in, honestly, in any setting. You can use them when you are trying to write a sales page, right? You can use them when you are talking to someone. You can use them on a phone call. You can use them in an email, trying to establish the need for your product. You can use them in any situation, unless the only thing you need to be absolutely sure of is the awareness level of your market. If there are already people like you in the market, then when you talk about this, they were like, yeah, and I know someone who does that. Who the fuck are you, right? So you want to make sure that you don't talk about things that are already exist and that they're already super familiar with. If they are aware of a solution like this, then you don't need this pitch. You will only use this pitch in a situation where they're aware of the problem, they're aware of the need, they're aware of the problem, the solution, the pain, but they're not aware of a solution quite like this. And again, the best way to do that is to find out things about your product that set you apart. This is not the session where we are talking about how to set yourself apart from the competition, but I think I have done those sessions before. Again, my brain is a muddle. I've done so many sessions. I don't even remember the things that I've talked about. Did I talk about that on a session? Or was that a webinar? Or was that a conversation? Or was that with my kids? Or was that with my husband? Or was that with myself? I don't know. Go check it out and just scroll through my videos. Maybe you'll find something if you're lucky. Anyway, if you enjoyed this session, please give me a thumbs up or a heart or something, because I think this was pretty damn awesome. And if you are interested in honing is such a weird word, honing, like, I don't know, it sounds weird, or maybe it's the way I say it. Anyway, if you're interested in honing, okay, not honing. If you're interested in sharpening your persuasion skills, then you should, like, absolutely must get your hands on my best-selling book called Mass Persuasion Method. It is available in paperback now, and I'm so thrilled. Please get a copy of the book, and once you do, you also get to earn $800 worth of bonuses, which I have laid out especially for your pleasure. So please go check out bit.ly/MPMbook, get the book, claim the bonuses, and your life will be complete. Hey, YouTube, how awesome was this? It was pretty awesome, yeah? So, you know what you need to do. You need to give me a thumbs up. You need to subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs help, and also go buy my book, because why would you not buy my book? I've been asking you to buy my book for now, what, like, all my life? I feel like I've been doing this all my life. So come on now, do me the favor. It's $14, dude. Go buy the book, and I will see you tomorrow.